Second day in a row. You'd think I was on the payroll or something. Okay, first up for me, sanding back on these 5 shells. The 14s just need a minimal kiss. The 16s have a couple flaws, got to go a little deeper. Crescent staff, gonna shoot for 2 more coats of polyurethane today. That should wrap that up. Not sure what we're doing on these yet, if we're gonna wipe on the dye or try to spray the dye. Hopefully dig in on this. Bill's working on dialing in laser settings so we know specs for cutting the ears and 1/4 inch wooden signs, 1/2 inch plywood for jigs, possibly 3/4. And we got more info on the Leedy, which we will get to later. Spin me a yarn about the additional Leedy drum information.
My buddy Sean hit me up on Facebook. Sean Mead, if you're part of the fife and drum scene, you know who he is. If not, he's a fantastic drummer, awesome dude. He sent me a vintage Leedy catalog that neither Bales nor I had found yet. And in that catalog were references to this style of rope hook, which this is what I thought was on the drum originally to begin with, because the impressions in the hoop just match this so perfectly. So to see that this hook was available from Leedy as a standalone part at the time leads me to believe that's probably the case. The other thing that Sean mentioned was the possibility that this had been a custom order. That makes a lot of sense. We haven't seen any reference to a drum that is this size or with these specs in any of the catalogs we found so far, or really even any rope tension drums, although obviously they made rope tension parts, or at least made them available. So it seems like this drum was probably a custom order. Again, still we're thinking early 1900s. Probably it was rope tension with this style of hook. In my collection of random old hardware, I have a handful of these, but we don't have enough to do the whole drum, and several of the ones I have are in pretty rough shape anyway. So we're gonna go with the bronze hooks like we had discussed before, but yeah, it's pretty cool to know that Leedy did make available these hooks. Probably this drum was a custom order. One other thing in that catalog was we saw some rod tension assemblies for a 10-inch deep drum that didn't involve a center post. So it is still possible that this was originally a rod tension drum, but from what we've got so far, I'm really leaning towards that this was a custom order. It was originally rope tension. It originally had these hooks on it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So Sean, if you happen to be watching this, thanks, dude.
I'm gonna take a little side mission. Try to do a little decluttering. Not gonna touch all the instruments and audio gear. Focusing on this corner. Leather. Pulled a lot of the remnants so they can be first to be bucked up on the laser. So that's an undrilled shell to match this kit. Looks like a wrap. It's actually paint.
Crazy good paint job.
Had a couple scratches in it, so Bill's buffing it out, and then you gotta lay out for the hardware, drill. I've made a little progress. My method is to just take everything off and throw it on the floor and then weed through it and put it back. Okay, we're better. Totes of leather tucked away until we have more breathing room. All the supplies like, you know, lacing, polish, balm, thread, all that kind of stuff, daubers, all the loose tools, some of the bigger tools that can hang on pegboard, more hooks on the pegboard, bunch of rivets and snaps. That's already bucked leather. Here's a bunch of already cut ears, part of a side, side. Down here we have ready to go ears. Old ears that are too thin, which we're just going to use for the material and cut out smaller ears as usable. And then antique ears and prototype / example ears.
Ew.
Layout and punching for lugs.
I feel bad jabbing this all into this ridiculously gorgeous metallic flake finish.
What are you using for mounts?
Indie mounts.
The adjustable one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Those things are awesome.
I'm not gonna have a matching badge or vent, but I guess we'll make do.
Yep.
Oh,
I asked him what he wanted. He said put a Calderwood badge on it and just kind of make them as sort of similar as possible. So I said, cool.
I gotta squeak another coat of poly on here. It brings a close to the day. Nothing much else to do unless we were to start drilling and edging these or get into dyeing, and we don't have enough time. Client gave the thumbs up to go with the burst or the fade, so that's cool. Bill's doing all the important business work. Yuck. All right, tomorrow I got errands. I'll be back 1 or 2 more times this week.